Hello everyone, this is Chris Brooks from Rivsticks Game Studio, and we have a lot of changes this week. We have a lot more color. When monsters come in, they are deemed immortal and invulnerable for 2 rounds. They can still be pushed and damaged other ways, but they can't be physically damaged. And their color shows up as a big particle effect, which is kind of cool. We've also added the cat now has more energy, so she can slink further. And we worked on the angler's abilities. The angler is a crowd control monster, generally specializing in confusing and controlling the other monsters, so that if a monster is confused, it'll randomly take its actions instead of plotting them out. So the angler will confuse monsters that are around it, and you'll see his angler stalk go up in the air and light up to show that he's doing that. He also has a lure ability, which this is great for. Is essentially if you have a bunch of monsters facing you, they will try to attack you normally. If you do the lure ability, it pulls them into your space, and therefore they can't attack you, and it confuses them because now they have to back up to attack you or move out of the way to attack you. So it's a good way to control the map for the angler. So with that said, let's go ahead and see what happens here. So I'm going to start it up. As you can see, they all light up. That means they're all invulnerable right now and unable to be damaged. So as you see, the angler just confused Frankie. So now Frankie is confused for 3 rounds because he's right next to the angler. He's in cardinal direction of the angler. So as you saw, all he did was jump at that point. Oh, and then you just saw the angler lure in the Rex. So Rex, instead of being able to attack him like he would have done right there, he was pulled in and had to move instead. So you saw both angler abilities back to back real fast. Nice. So let's see how this plays out. There they go. They're pounding on each other. The cat now has 5 energy. So as you can see, Frannie over here has 5 energy and she's invisible. Now they still know where Frannie's last visible spot was. So her goal is still to move off of that spot once she starts slinking. Louis has just again used his confuse ability, so you just saw the Yeti jump up in the air instead of fighting, which is really the interact action. So he tried to interact with the spawn point. So it costs 3 to confuse, and it confuses all of the spaces around you. The ones in cardinal directions to you. Oh, and that's another thing when that's funny because the angle, the stalk stays even when he's frozen, so it just keeps going up and down, which I thought was kind of a cool effect. But anyway, when he confuses, all the spaces around him in a cardinal direction, north, south, east, and west, will be confused 3 that are facing him. So if they're facing away, they don't see it, they don't get confused. And then the diagonal squares around him only get confused once, again, if they're only facing his direction. If they're not facing his direction, then they don't see it. So they're like it doesn't affect them. So this is a nice map. It's got a nice PowerPoint that power up in the middle that they could fight with, that they fight for, as well as 4 nice entry points. So I kind of like the Star Strike map. So Frankie's confused right now, and Rex just jumped over him. Also, you won't see they'll stalemate anymore. You know, when they go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. That doesn't happen anymore. Now they're smart enough to turn around and attack each other instead. Now, these are just test harness monsters. So these monsters really only are there to show exactly what their feature is. So in a real world situation, these monsters would fight to win. But in what I have right now, these monsters are merely here to show you their abilities. So they're like test harness. I use them for testing to make sure that they can do that, their actions work, and that's about it. So they're not the smartest, but that's by design. So it looks like right now Franny's doing okay. Looks like Franny's doing the best, actually. She's about to take out. Giving her more energy really powered her nicely, because now she can move up to 5 spaces before she needs any more energy. So she could stay hidden a lot longer. So now we're down to 3. And that middle spot is really a game changer for them. Especially if you're Bumble or Ralph, because you could just sit there in the middle and just shoot at everybody. It's looking like it might be Frannie here, but maybe not. You never know with Rex, because he's very aggressive. See, so he'll kill him right out. See, so instead of them going back to back, you saw Frannie turn around. So that would have been a stalemate back to back situation before. There he comes. Hit the shield. She killed him. Frannie won. Anyway, that's pretty much it. As you can see, we're working on the aesthetics and cosmetics of the game. We have a lot more particle effects now. The confusion had like a little question marks and a spiral effect now. So the shields are going to be updated with that as well. And we're also going to be working on the outside of the map to show a better border where it actually lives up to its name as a catacomb instead of pretty generic at this point. But anyway, that's all. Thank you very much. Bye.